big cat. Welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess, light walker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Energies, darling dears, up. I insist. As the notification goes out to notify the big cats that we are what? Convening at what? Don't Get Smoked Central, darling dears, where we discuss what's going on. Why? Liaration is afoot, darling dears. The skin peelers. The skin peelers who what? You had to end the situation. Otherwise you'd be in prison, the grave, or the madhouse. These same ones that thought you was a regular person, that you could easily be replaced after they squeezed what they thought was the last drop from you, darling dears. They will what? Raise themselves from the dead, darling dears. Pull a full-on Lazarus on your blood. It may be days, weeks, months, years, decades, but they will circle back. Because why? They see you as a dummy bat and a figurine, darling dears, that they can dust off that shelf. This is the shelf that they keep in the bottom basement, blood, right next to the bargain stuff, darling dears. They went out there into the what? The horde. And they realized they ain't shit. Why? They ain't getting no special treatment. Many cats won't admit it, but they will take this person back. They will. They won't tell me. They'll keep it to themselves. Right? A big person who's taken somebody back lately, if you're in the Jamaican community or you're aware of Jamaican community things that are going on, there's that lady, Queen Lady Gangster, who's married to this guy called Dewey. Right? Dewey sleep with anything that's got a heartbeat. If you got an orifice, he will make sure that it's not vacant, darling dears. He's beat her, he's cheated on her, he's disrespected her on life. He's done everything to her. Everything. And where are they back? Back together again, darling. He punched her in the face and removed some of her flesh. He punched her with rings on his finger, darling dears. Beat her up in front of his mother's house. And she took him back. Listen, I spaced out for a moment there. I couldn't believe my eyes, but you know what? Everybody can make choice. This lady is grown. I believe she's about 53 or 54 years old. She's got children. Listen, I can't even buy the wrong color brown sugar in this house. If I come with the Demerara, people come and question me, right? They want the full-on dark brown sugar, right? So let alone me making the dip back into the well of a wasband, a once was, a cursed on my whole being. They'll gather up. They'll send the baby in first, and then they'll what? Contact the oldest daughter, who's what? Has a master's, right, in criminal psychology and mental health, darling dears, to give me the facts of the situation. They would listen. It'd be relentless, darling dears, relentless. And you know the baby can look at you with those eyes filled with water. I wish a bitch would try and spin the block on me. Me and you, bestie, who is kind, smart, and important. What do you mean, blood? What do you mean? And another thing I want to point out, that other lady on TikTok, I was mesmerized last night. I think I watched about 9 or 10 of the videos. She said, the video is called Who the TF Did I Marry? Good God. This man was a puffle. He lied for no reason, blood. Dangerous. It makes you feel a bit nervous. If you go into a relationship with someone, you've done all of the checks, you've found out what they like without no money, what their past relationships like, what their relationship with their mother or father, depending on the gender of the person you're with, right? You found out everything, right? You spoke to the ancestors, you weighed it up, you waited, you didn't involve your genitalia, you gave it time. And now you're living together. You see, if I ever get to that point with somebody again, I'm in know you know, because I got the jazz hands, and the baby will come to me with the watering eyes. Right? I don't know, blood. Because I'm telling you, I like to move at nighttime. That's what a cat does, darling. Is when everybody's at rest, I'm about the house with my bat, making sure that everything is secure and nothing is afoot, right? I would be kicking in that bedroom door in the middle of the night with a flashlight on my back. Can I have your national insurance number? Right? Is your grandmother, the one you said that's twice removed, is her name really Edith? Listen, I ask you questions from a deep sleep, darling, dears, because you've got the cognitive dissonance and all you can do is tell the truth. Why? You see the light glinting off my back, darling, dears. No. So yeah, they're gonna come back, darling dears. They will come back. They will come back. They will pull that Lazarus. Hold on a minute. I've got to release my braids because I need my antennas out for this, darling dears. I need the full length of my 30-inch plaits, darling dears. I need it to be amongst myself because I can't believe this. I can believe it because they're bold and they're shameless. After everything you went through to rebuild yourself, you see, the thing is, right, they thought they was punishing you by staying away for all of this time. They didn't realize that it was the best days of your life. Why? You didn't do what they did. You didn't look for no low-hanging fruit or to resurrect a past assassination from the dead, darling. You didn't pull no Lazarus with no was-beens. No, blood. You chose to drink your water, right? Work on your body, your mind. You chose to be my bestie, which was, I believe that was one of the best decisions you've ever made. Why? I tell you the truth, Roof. Pinky's up. I rip off that plaster. Some people call it a band-aid. You're free to choose what you want. Right? You're a sentient being, darling. You can choose what you want. However, as your bestie, I'm not going to tell you not to go back. But you can't stop me from making certain noises and soundies. And I may even, like I said, for once I will use my communicative dance of love and light and a fist here. Listen! You can do what you want to do, but I still have it upon me as your bestie, right, to tell you the truth, Roof, darling dears. They're not coming back because all of a sudden they see you as an angel with a harp. No. They're not coming back because of your spiritual what? No. They're coming back because you didn't break, darling dears, because you upgraded yourself. You got that job you always wanted. You went to school, literally and figuratively, darling dears. Not because you was trying to get better for them. You had to find something to channel your pain into what pentacales and create security for yourself. It's what you've got, darling dears. Nobody's gonna treat them the way you treated them, darling dears. Why? You was naive. You had a big heart and a fat wallet in most cases. Like me. I was like the carrot in front of the donkey, darling dears. But there was no string. He just ate the carrot. Every time I opened my wallet, he was in my wallet with his arms crossed over his chest, darling dears. Listen. They want to come through. These ear hustlers, darling, these ear hustlers. Because where they went, they weren't treated like the business. If they abused you financially, remember I told you that their wallet has been abused, darling dears. They've got the what? Short arms, long pocket syndrome, darling dears. The only thing they find in their pocket is critters. Those are their fingers, the same fingers they used to cheat on you with, lie with, and possibly even gave you a two-piece with, darling dears. Those same fingers they pointed to themselves, darling dears, and said, I'm telling you the truth. It should have been bullets, darling. Just they would have been stone dead. But then again, I told you they like to pull Lazaruses. They won't be dead. Just like what Jason from Nightmare on Elm. Was it Jason from Friday the 13th? Yeah, they'll be back again. Well, listen. Little finger, darling dears, a full-on liar, someone who's been working in the background. Maybe you've got progeny. Maybe they've been softening up your progeny, darling dears, giving them extra gifts, giving them, taking them out, which they don't normally do unless it's under duress. And while they're out with the progeny, they're complaining to the progeny about the money they're spending. Good God, did they think the progeny wouldn't take a dim view of the situation? Something is not maffing round there, the blood. Whatever happened, right? It must have been tumultuous and traumatic for them, darling dears. They will come back not wanting to speak about what they experienced, but they will have the full blame on you because you didn't want to put up with their abuses anymore. Oh well, let's stop talking about that because we toe tag them bitches, right? We know that they are a little finger, right? And whatever energy you told them to F off with, they must keep the same energy, blood. Keep the same energy. Chinese whispers, they want to come to your what? Ears, darling dears. They don't know what really is going on in your life. Why you keep on going? You didn't contact no one. Matter of fact, you cut off their whole lineage. Except your progeny, if you have them. You're moving in silence. You're in stealth mode. You learn to shut up and give them the full-on Easter Island and Stevie Wonder. Because they don't know. They think you're still in the same time warp as them, darling dears. This is why they would like to come back to recreate history so that you can see that how wrong you was to let go a prize like them. I heard a baby cry. Someone slammed the door, pushed the chair away. Somebody just spit up all of their juice. What's going on? What's this? You better make sure you wrap yourself around your intuition, blood, bruh, or sistrine, right? This person is a what? Oh gosh, all these cards fell over. This person is a pedestrian sperm engineer, a wee willy winky. Their panani could be the black hole of Calcutta, darling dears. Yes, baby. And they want to come with their crosses and their what soul ties to come and put it on you. You've already gifted them with the certificate of the liar of the what millennia, darling dears. Time after time after time, you did second guess yourself whether you made the right. Of course it's right. Isn't your hairline growing back? Isn't your wallet looking fat? Haven't you achieved that job you wanted? Haven't you moved to the domicile that you wanted? Isn't your chariot of righteousness just charioting out there in them streets? Haven't you got that big piece? You've got the time to build and recreate yourself by any means necessary, darling dears. Law number 25 of the 48 laws of power. Recreate yourself in the image that you want, darling dears. Go for your birth natal chart. Find out these things. It's all part of the healing journey, and it's all the part of what? Mental growth, darling dears. Expansion. No one is supposed to stay the same. Well, except for this person that wants to come back because they ain't changed, blood. They're full-on Judas in a Peter suit. Hoping that you'll have some kind of crevice in the heart that they try to rip out of your chest, run over, pick it up, use a cheese grater on it, run over it again. Yeah. That you've got some space in your heart for them. It's fresh shit shining in the sunlight, guys. This Lazarus is what? Straight from the devil, darling dear. Straight from the devil and the bargain bucket. This person has buyer's remorse for the choices that they made, darling dears. They thought, I nearly choked up, they don't want me to talk. They thought they'd make you jealous. Jealous? Jealous? Baby, when you tell them to go about them business, right? Listen, anything could have happened. Anything. Jealous of what? Someone who's inherited who you had to offload at their darkest part. And you know the wickedest thing? The rebound that they're with Once you turn them down, if you turn them down, the rebound's going to get it worse. Why? Because they're not you, and they know that you will never take them back. Doesn't matter what connection you got. They didn't think about the connection when you was together, disrespecting you to your face and to your back, verbally abusing you in front of your progeny, taking advantage of the fact that you help them. Some of them are builder-bears, darling dears, ungrateful to the core. What about these passport brothers or sisters, darling dears? And they think that they can just ease on into life and everything's cool and deadly. Well, it is deadly, darling dears. Because we are in the what season of instant karma. People think they've gotten away. No, more petite. We got to get French sometimes, guys. Everybody has their time. But you see, darling dears, most times we don't get to see it, but this person will return. And when they return, you are skilled in reading body language. I told you to make people feel uncomfortable. If you have the unfortunate event of seeing them face to face, you stare in the middle of their forehead. They will be so uncomfortable, darling dears. Anything they say, you keep your mouth shut, because when you don't answer something that someone said, they feel more inclined to what? Add more to the bullshit, darling dears, because the shit pile will be high. And you will look at them with the eyes of someone that doesn't feel a thing for them. If they had big sticky out ears, you'll be thinking, why has Dumbo come back here, blood? Who flew you in? If they were somebody who had stinking feet, why would you want that stinking foot, man or woman, in your house, right? When they walk in your house, it's like what? Sulfur on the floors, darling. They're straight from the crevice of the devil's balls. Why would you want someone who's got, I don't know, they got flatulence problems, darling dears? Why would you want that? Why would you want someone that likes to turn on the television at night when you're trying to get your God bless sleep? Why would you want someone who you know for a fact, if you're a female, they've been with someone digging out their belly bottom without a condom for a long time, and any other orifice they wanted to dig out, right? Straight off the back of that Jezebel spirit, darling dears, they want to come and give it to you. Now you let that run through your mind. Think about that. And it's not just that one person that they slept with, darling dears. Why? Their ego must be fed. The harem must be kept up. But remember, none of that harem, none of that low-hanging fruit is you, bestie. Because you didn't choose to go into another relationship in your damaged state. After you finished crying and then God led you to me and I told you to beat the shit out of yourself if you're crying over that person, wash your face like David and let's get back to finding out how we're going to unpack this shiznai. Because we do it together like Thelma and Louise, live without the chelation. They've been digging out some what? Oh my God, can I find a word for this? Harlot, right? Someone who is easy. 69 in the chat, darling dears. The energy of the yin and yang. Well, guess what? We are bringing balance today. 13 thumbs up, darling dears. Only 13 likes. Oh yeah, somebody was saying that sometimes when you're watching a live, you can't like. You have to come out of the live, right? Then click the like button and then come back into the live. Okay? Okay. Yes, baby. No, blood. Told you I had to release my plats for this, darling dears. There's no rest for the wicked. Isaiah 48:22. And the wicked want to come and rest with you, darling dears. Because you are looking good in them streets. I don't care if you've got a one-room shack, darling dears, somewhere deep in the woods. It's your shiznai. You are what? Self-automated, darling dears. You pay your own bills. You rely on what? Your inner wisdom, divine to guide you. You pay attention to the synchronicities and the signs. You're also fully aware, darling dears, that Pluto is currently in Aquarius and it's going to dip back into Capricorn. I believe it's from the 1st of September until the 19th of November. And when it does that, darling dears, it's coming in like a wrecking bull, blood. Capricorn is about your career, your money, listen, write this on your almanac. If you think the elite and whatnot and all these people in official positions are going through it at this moment in time, wait till September, November. You ain't seen nothing yet, blood. Trust and believe. Let the games begin. Pluto's in Aquarius for 19 years. And it's a chance for you to what? Elevate. Aquarius is ruled by what? Uranus, darling dears. Of being a rebel. This is about you tapping into your eccentricism and your humanitarianism, darling dears. Using science, technology to uplift yourself. This is about the whole society changing as well as you as an individual changing. And as I said, the Pluto in Aquarius, go and watch that read. You'll see which house is highlighted for you. I know I always lead with my rising sign. How dare they, darling dears? They dare, they're bold. They see you as a caregiver. Not only a caregiver, they see you as a dummy bat. They think that you are what? Solo dolo, possibly even celibate for a long period of time, darling dears. They think it's because you can't get anyone. Bebe. Let's stand in correct amount of that. Yeah? You can have anyone you want, darling dears, but you realize that your picker is broken. You chose to work on you. Build up your kingdom. Build up your progeny, darling dears. Focus on you. And not only that, when you got rid of that devil's most diligent worker, a whole group, family members, everybody had to go. It was like a Black Friday sale. Yeah. Everybody had to go. Why would you allow your peace, which can't be bought or bartered, darling dears, to be taken by this what? Irreputable, what? Dig-dealing, pedestrian sperm engineer, what? Shepherd of the devil, darling dears. Why? Chinese whispers, they're coming to bend your shell like, darling dears. So guess what? Be on the alert. You may get a sneak attack. During the day, you might be on your way to a chariot of righteousness. They may turn up at your place of work, right? Because Aquarius, right? Listen to me, bestie, because when you come here, you not only get the truth roof, I teach you things. Aquarius is what? The 11th house. The 11th house, darling dears, covers stepchildren. So if they got with someone with stepchildren, it didn't work, darling dears. It covers your business contacts, darling dears. And it's also how your money's made. They're looking at your skrillers. They can't understand how you are still going on. Listen, you're like the rock of ages, blood. Why? Because you chose you. You chose to use the time that you was away from this person to get closer to the Most High, Father, God, Mother, Isis, whether you realized it or not. Because whom do you think carried you? Do you remember the days when you couldn't even wash your own panani, but you still had to go to work? Do you remember the days when you still had to get those 3 square meals a day, blood, for the kids? And they're what? You had to shepherd them from their after school stuff, taking them to school, going to parent and teacher. You had to do it all. You had to get your Chaka Khan on and be every woman or every man to your progeny. You did. And now they want to come back. They just want a little chat. Listen, you better make sure you don't have no sharp implements. But then again, I've always got one, because this one, right in the throat, will disrupt the airway, or a quick heel to the nose bridge, right? But you better not do it too hard, because you'll go to prison. You better make sure you got a video of them striking the first blow, blood. Go and watch my Don't Get Smoked video, where I teach you light kung fu and self-defense, darling. Just let no one sneak up on you, especially if they feel that they can take you down, Bobby Brown. Don't take back nothing that had you barking at passing cars. Remember the low-hanging fruit that they tried to flash in your face that thought they'd won a prize? That person is going through Guantanamo Bay on crack. As what lightning hits it, darling dears, that is not a happy what mud hut. Did you hear the bell in the background, darling dears? Confirmation in itself. Right, let's press on, because I'm telling you, we need to get to the bottom of this, darling dears. We're going to lead with the arm. Where's the dice? Here they are. Let's see what house this is all in, because they want to chat. What house is this? We've been getting a lot of eighth house was ruling last week with most of the readings. This week so far it's been the 9th house. The readings that I'm putting out for next week. Oh, I just said the 8 and we're back in the 8th house, darling dears. They want to come and what? Join finances. The 8th house, darling dears, is the house of transformation. Yes, baby. Of what? Life and death, darling dears. It also speaks about what they want to come and invest in you, darling dears. They've got issues with their taxes. Yeah. Some of you may have a little business, darling. But they're going to put little in front. Don't let nobody say little nothing in front of none of your shit. You're a big cat. To try and lessen you. Like I was saying, the 8th house, darling, their debt, they're going through a lot of karmic debt at this moment in time. While you, on the other hand, have gone through what a psychic awakening. The 8th house is a very spiritual house, darling dears. It's the death card in tarot. Scorpio energy. The number 8 itself is represented by the strength and the star. They're watching in the background, darling dears. They want to come in like a benefactor. They may even come in bearing gifts. I don't want nothing from him. Nothing from him. I don't. Listen, if you want me to go, roof, listen, the big cat will bark. I want nothing. Curse it. Listen. Anyhow, I digress. It's not about me. It's about what's going on. Your birthday could be the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th, or this is a significant date in your life, darling dears. The 8th house, your life path, your career. You could possibly be a politician, in a financial profession, an entrepreneur, a lawyer, a teacher of some sort, or a social worker, darling dears. This is what you're on, the levels that you're on, darling dears. You've got all of these blessings behind you, spiritually blessed. Yeah. Because the 8th house is what? Pluto energy, darling dears. Pluto don't want you to take this motherfucker back, right? Because Pluto's waiting for you to do it. Pluto is telling you, bet. Go and merge your finances. Go and get intimate with this person again, and I'll sort you out in what? September through November, darling dears, which you're going to have to live with for the remainder of the 19 years. Listen, baby. Bestie, you better be forewarned and forearmed. What's that? I see you, hold on. That says a hard, yeah, it's a hard pass, a quick scoot, and heavy on the scoot. Listen, baby. The 8th house, they still think of you in an intimate way, darling dears. They think they can conquer you if they can only get you into the bedroom. Listen, that'd be a fight for your life, blood. Be a fight for your life. You better make sure that you make me into what? Dodo dead, darling dears. And like Lazarus, I will come back. Like, what's his name? Jason in Friday the 13th. Just to make sure that I out your light first. What do you mean? You're fighting me for my own punani? My good God-given platinum. My good God. You're fighting me. Matter of fact, how did you get into my house? Past my security cameras. It'd be a fight. It's a straight up fight, darling. I can't see any other way around it. It'd be a fight. They'd be foolish to try and speak to me in the public. What I know about body language, and not only that, when you go off someone, darling, you see all of their thoughts. This person looked like Sheck who's on a crack diet. They're so skinny, everything is sticking out, right? Including their lies. No, blood. I trust my intuition. God is my guide. God walks with me. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, darling dears. Left, right hand, my back is always covered, darling dears. Why? I've got the memory of an elephant. And I've got forgiveness in my heart. Why? How else are you going to call judgment on Keitha, darling dears? Yes, I will forgive you. But come back in my life so you can do me again. Ha ha! Listen. I don't want to be done. How about that? We don't want to be done. Let's move on to Hot Trot, darling, just because I'm such a chatty cat. I can't believe this. That man on that TikTok story of the woman whom the TF did I marry. That man is a lie. Phoned her one day and said his aunt had died when they were separated, I believe. That time the aunt had died from 2008. Jesus, let's listen, fix it, Jesus. Let these pathological lies stay out of my path. I'd rather be on my own with a puppy and a goldfish, maybe even two, right? Come through, my dear. Posh, clap. Full on Pinocchios. I can't make it up. You better banish them back from whence they came, the crevice of the devil's balls. Why? You be sharing in their karma. And I told you, Pluto's coming in to mix and blend everybody that's not on the right path. By when? I told you, September through November. This person will bring nothing but major karma back into your life. 9. This is a fruition. It'll be the end of you, blood. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, everything. They come to dun you out, blood. You better send them back from whence they came. Don't even entertain nothing. Use your intuition, right? It says your first thought is correct. Discernment, inner guidance, danger, alert, move in silence. Look, this looks like a DNA sample. Listen, I will come to your funeral if you take them back. I will come. I will come dressed in a most dramatic. I'll probably come dressed how Meghan. Is her name Meghan? It is Meghan, isn't it? That's married to Prince Harry. Yeah, I'll come dressed like her because I'm telling you, her outfit at the Queen's funeral was off the Chizayin. Everybody was looking at that hat and that cape dress. But you know what she looked like? She looked like Clint Eastwood, right? In a few dollars more, except her stuff was up to date and fixed up. She looked like a gunslinger. Bad to the bone. Hey, hey! Posh clap for her outfit. Yeah. What did I say? You've cleansed yourself, darling dears. This person may be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, or it may be you, darling dears. But this person comes with what? Darkness on them, darling dears. To bring you back into the darkness. To what? Take away your hairline, blood. To go for everything that you've built for yourself. They want to know how you're making your money. They want to know whom your friends are, whom your business contacts are, what groups you are frequenting, yeah? They may even go through, it may even be because the 11th house is also what? Siblings. They want to come back through. The 11th house is Uranus energy, right? And it's also what? They've been watching you, blood. They want to readopt you back into the fold. Oh my God. They want you back in the fold, darling dears. 104 in the chat. Listen, even the cards ain't lying with you, blood. This Watchtower of the North is reminding you of the what? Dark night of the soul, darling dears. Exactly where you will be residing if you take the time to listen to this ear hustler. Why would you be desperate for what? Sodom and Gomorrah in your life? Why? Why would you want to be anxious? Because you see, the thing is, right? Let me tell you something, right? Because I told you I went through some stuff in that 16-year marriage that took me, what? 3.5 years to disengage because he refused to sign the document and was begging me and crying the whole time. He even turned up at my house with all of his shit in the back of his van, telling me about, we're not the same people. And he until he can sort him out, can he stay the night? I asked my progeny. He got to the baby's hut. She goes, Mommy, you can help him out. That same night, I let him stay in the front room. I know you're saying, but Big Cat, you listen, shush. I know what I'm doing. I slept with my bat. My door was locked. He couldn't go nowhere but the kitchen and the toilet, right? Anyhow, right, that same night, right, the van that he was driving, they broke into the back of that van. Stole his work stuff, stole lots of his clothes, his hats, and all of his glamity stuff, darling dears. I said the universe was working on my behalf because he needs to know this is not a place to rest. Because I've been telling him for almost, when was this? From since 2019 up until my decree absolute, right? In, I believe it was August last year. I don't want you. Don't contact me. This is through the progeny. He sent them. He tried to use them as, listen, you know what I did? Because you see, the thing is, right? When they used to come back from visits with him, The kids are kids. They're going to talk about their day, who was there and what happened and whatever. What I did, I waited for them. As soon as I heard his car pull up, as they opened the door, I handed them chocolate. Yes, I did. I don't care. You can tell me off, do whatever. Put it in the comments. I handed them chocolate. Why? My son will only eat Smarties. And Karma, she loves a chocolate orange, darling dears. Mm-hmm. They ain't got nothing to tell me if they're getting all of that buzz from all of them, that sugar. Mummy's handing you chocolate at the door. They didn't even check it to see if it was... Well, I wouldn't poison my own progeny. But you know what I'm saying? You got to find a way to deal with it, because some of your progenies are younger than mine and they can't help you telling things. You have to find a way to counteract it so that you can what? Capitalize on the peace. Use that peace to build yourself into the baddest version. That means good. The baddest version of yourself, darling dears. And you do not, I repeat, need another human being, a partner to build yourself. You are the whole table. You just didn't realize it. This is where they'll put you back at the gates of Hades, darling dears, possibly with a big ticket for the 7th level of Dante's hell. They're coming to ear hustle you. Remember, this pedestrian sperm engineer has been busting out someone else's belly bottom, getting all of them soul ties with no condom, right? Coming back. And if you'd taken them back after they cheated on you, I did. Especially when he cheated after I just had our second child. I did take him back. But it was a nervous time for me, blood. I will never, ever... Well, listen, I nearly vomited blood. We just said this. Listen, let me tell you something. I'd never take him back. My hairline, plus with the prenatal kit, you know, the postnatal depression. And then, my Karma and more, I told you, all of my 3 kids, they were born lifeless. The 2 on emergency C-section. My Karma more, when she was 11 days old, she got impetigo. Imagine that, having to be rushed to the emergency unit for the children. She was in hospital for 2 weeks, right? And I had a C-section. They didn't even have a bed for me to sleep on. So just imagine, you got the C-section pain, right? You got the baby who you don't is touch and go. And then you're nervous with the person that you're... Listen, it was a lot, blood. Listen. I can live through anything, darling dears, but not that. Not that. Because I see myself in a dark place in prison with R. Kelly. So let them come and try whatever, because I'm telling you, the universe, your ancestors will make sure that they are removed. Toot sweet, darling dears. Toot sweet. They're coming to put you back into what? Sodom and Gomorrah. They're coming to lies. They want you to be singled out, darling dears. You see this tower in the front? With their lies, subterfuge, and bull swanky at your back. Hey, you better laugh with some bass, darling dears, and be on the alert, because they always come back. And remember, an ex-partner, the 11th house is what? Siblings, right? People that want to adopt you back into their what? Hive mind of fucking lack and what? Devilish ways. Yeah. Let's get a deck. Based on that, you better listen. Even the cards are telling you this, darling. This Tower moment. You better continue to change your mind. Make sure that they realize that it's a period, point blank. You meant what you said. You said what you said. You moved in silence. You're not interested. Tower moment was also what? Karma, but it's also consequences that they come to bring you, darling dears. Look at what you've built for yourself. Like I said, I don't care if you've got a shack, right? And you're stealing electricity, right? I don't care what it is. That's your kingdom. That's your don't get smoke central. That's your place of peace. And there's only 2 places you can get peace on this Malkuth, right? One of them must be in your house. And the other place is in your grave, blood. And you don't have to wait until you get to your grave to get this peace. This is what they want to bring you, darling dears. And the fire starts from the top, so they're going to work on your mind, blood. They're going to gaslight you up the Watusi. Every day you will drink a cup of opium. Every day you will be on eggshells, second guessing yourself. They will pinch you, darling dears. Oh, they may come back and offer you money to stay there. Then the next month, oh, they've got to short your money. The next month, can you take... No, blood. The universe will remove them. But you have to have your mind right. You have to have been working on yourself. The 8th house is about letting go. It doesn't say anywhere that you must take back the devil's most diligent worker. I haven't seen it, I haven't. And I'm a learned tropical astrologer. And I'm getting up there with the Chinese astrologer. Listen, I spend my time learning things, darling dears. I told you I'm an avid reader. I always tell you, darling dears, go for your keyboard. Google is your friend. You can find out anything. You can learn anything. We only use 5% of our brain capacity. But remember, divine will open the way, but you have to show the interest. You've got to meet the Most High Father, God, Mother, Isis halfway and not in desperation because you're running from what you feel that you have to. You don't have to run. You stand your ground. Remember, they tried to kill you with their panani, their fatum, their hands, their lies. Yeah. And don't let me bring up the flying monkeys. We're already 40 minutes in and I barely got a card out. What's that? Josephine Mitchell saying, Big Cat, we are the red light. Yeah! Yeah, bestie. Woo! Love it. Red light, green light champion of whatever year you decided to accept. I'm of 79 and I fell off. Right? But then again, I'm over half of 100. I had listen, bestie. When I come here, I tell you the truth of my life pathway, darling dears. I didn't undummy back myself till I was half of 100. The amount of things that I lost, but the most was what? My integrity, my self-respect, my self-esteem, my co-creating championness. Every job I got that was better than his, because I've always worked. My day job has always been in a position where research is my forte. If you want me to get a dossier on someone, I can do that. And it wouldn't even take me long because it's been my job for nigh on what, 30 years. Different places. But that's what I do. I research. Oh my God. Don't let me listen. This is why, now that I read the cards, when I first understood, because with the cards, you do have intuitive readers, darling dears, that can look and they go by their their impressions, their feelings, signals and signs around you that happen as you're reading the cards. And with the route that I took, I had to learn the meaning of each card. And then I had to use my intuition had to be buffed up. And the only way that was raised so that I could understand the cards was by being alone. I took one of each 78 card and I used that card, right? One per day. I went through the deck. And that one day I would concentrate on that one card. Yeah, I knew what the meaning was, but there was also the impressions, because when you use the Rider-Waite, there is so much symbology on the deck. Pay attention to their hands, pay attention to their eyes. What's leading to it? You see the Tower card, the next card next to the Tower could possibly, the card in front and the card behind it is the culmination of what has brought this issue on. There's so much to learn. Other than what? Be waiting like a figurine for the devil's most diligent worker to come and F you over again. 151 in the chat, darling dears. That's a number 7. We are geniuses. 7 is the number of genius. It's also what? Of spirit and wisdom, darling dears. And it's also of the general public. So they've got flying monkeys watching you. And they say, monk, listen, allow me, yeah? Don't judge me. Right, let's see what's going on. Yeah, what did I say? 144 in the chat. Big Cat assemble! I don't have another horn. Hey, fist bump. Hit the thumbs up, but darling dears. Yeah, the baddest of them all. You may have progeny with this person. They don't know how you're still standing. Better than you ever been. Yeah, looking like a true survivor. Look! I can't make it up. I'm just pulling from the top. I'm not even going to shuffle these again. This is how they're looking at you, darling dears. Wherever they went, right? They want to come back from whence they were, right? To disturb your peace and bring what? Bad luck on your karma, darling dears. Didn't you see the ancestors? Didn't you see you had to tell them to get out? Why would you bring it back? Jealousy, envy, and hate. They're holding on to two of swords. They're not going to tell you everything, darling dears. They want you in cognitive dissonance. That's you washing your face like David. Do you see the person in the middle? The one that they're giving it to them without the Vaseline, the one whose belly bottom they're stabbing out, darling dears. They're hoping you're gone. They want you to be gone because they think that you are the stumbling block. I'm told you, your name is being bandied around many a mud hut, darling dears. You are being thrown up as an example. Remember, you was the worst thing since sliced bread. They told everybody that you was everything they did to you. They told people you did that to them. They did the switcheroo. But the only person that would believe that shit is the feeble-minded. And the same ones that are sitting and listening. You don't know what crisis their life is. Their life must be fucked up to want to listen to what gossip. You got time for that? When none of us know the day, the hour, or the minute. Good God, if I had pearls, I'd be squeezing them bitches with you, darling dears. This person is a what? A bitch. And that's very smart, sword energy, darling dears. They want to talk to you. They think they hold all the cards, but they're not going to tell the truth. Why do I say that? The Ace of Swords is down, darling dears. They see, look, like I said, it's not just about the meaning of the cards, darling dears. Look at where he's looking at you, right? And she's hoping you've gone. And you're over there in the back washing your face like David because you're slapping yourself around. How could I? You had to go through that. We all have karma in our lives. You know what you could do? Well, what I could offer you as well. I do the low shell grid, right? Where you can put your birth date and it will show you what your formative years was. You can use your mobile number, your lucky numbers, and it gives you a true rundown of your life path, darling. It's fabulous. I tell you, astrology is the way to go. Numerology has been around since numbers began, darling dears. And things are there for a reason. Your curiosity must be more than the pain that you're dealing with or dealt with, darling dears. Give it to God. You have to face it and realize that you was a dummy bat in that situation. Listen, I told you, no judgment. I was it too. But realize, they see that you're irreplaceable. Nobody is going to treat them the way you did. Next card. Listen, what did I say? The devil's most diligent worker. Hiya! Come through, Uncle Roger. Posh. Listen, this person's got drug problems, darling. The cups isn't turned over, right? Even the devil is embarrassed about this person, darling dears. They've got no true relationships with family. Cups is about relationships, about emotions. This person is a stone cold killer, focused on what you built for yourself. And like I said, I don't care if it's a shack in the woods. You are self-automated, darling dears. You found a way. Divine gave you a way. This person, this shepherd of the devil, right? They're coming back through. They've got debt, spiritual as well as physical debt, darling dears. They want you to be their what? Retirement plan, darling dears. And remember, don't forget, darling dears, we came up with the 8th house first. The 8th house also rules what? Insurance, darling dears. They want to get close enough to get life insurance because they already know what they did to you of old, darling dears. That's depicted by the 2 of swords on the floor. What they did to you previously, the words, the actions, how they manipulated you, darling dears. They already know what they did in the past to you, darling dears. The question is, are you still receptive to it, darling dears? What's that, Monica? You're saying he said like a slave. What do you mean like a slave? What do you mean he said like a slave? Let's look and see what's going on in the comments. Tara, is it Paul Dell? Will he come back or not? You want to know if they want to come back? You better hope and swear on everything you love. On everything you love that they do. Why would you want them back? They will always come back. I'm telling you, darling dears. And all of the negative script that they were saying, darling dears, before they come back, they try to what? Soften the blow. They start telling people, oh, this person is good. They talk about the accolades you achieve because they're trying to associate themselves with you, darling dears. Like that lady, Queen Lady Gangster, do his back, do it thump out her face. She was in hospital for 5 days. You see the thing with Queen Lady Gangster, she's uplifting with the things that she said, but this boy, he has to call it the loud, yow. And if you ever see him, the man is so skinny, right? And he's always wearing them tracksuit bottoms. Never once in the 2 or 3 years she's been married to him have I seen a dick print in that grey tracksuit bottom. Listen, listen. Don't call me petty. I didn't see no dick print, right? His front of his tracksuit bottom is as smooth as mine and hers. Why is she turn? Yo, and then he's a cheat, a liar, a homosexual, right? Physically and verbally abusive, beat her up outside her mother's house in front of her. Yo, if that, listen, like I said, I don't know why she's taking him back, because never yet in all of the years have I ever seen her, not even in his trousers, in the denim or cloth trousers. I've never seen a dick print. I don't know what kind of hole he's got on Queenie's mind, blood. Not that I'm looking, darling dears, but if there's a picture on the internet, you see a picture, it's a full-length picture. And I told you, I'm a researching cat. It's been my forte for about 30 years, darling dears. My eyes are on everything. This is why I've given up cussing people. You know why? Because if I meet you and your energy's off, darling dears, my eyes already tagged 20 things, 20 comebacks that I will say in the Queen's English with no profanity. And I will still go to my bed and say my prayers and feng shui myself and sleep like a newborn baby. I will feel good about myself still. Yes. They come to stir up your waters with F shit, darling dears. F shit. Base of the deck. Listen. I told you on the shuffling. Listen, Linda, listen. Right? This is the amount of karma, soul ties, all of them bodies, yeah? They want to come back. They've got the 7 devils on them, mate. And they want to inject it into your good seat of emperors and empresses to get you off your gangster. Because all of this, they know that they've got nothing to add to you, right? If they've got a job, they've got a job, right, that makes them work like a field hand, but it's not getting the money, or the money's not covering the bills. They've gone with this other person and accumulated a lot of debt, spiritual as well as physical debt, darling dears. They see you as what? The keeper of the bag. Because they don't know exactly where your money's coming from or how you're making it. The 11th house, remember the Aquarius energy. All right, and they're coming to give you this, the love tap, and the key, the big key to the mud hut that's in the crevice of the devil's balls. You taking that? You moving in, blood? Are you moving in, best? If you are, we can't be friends anymore because I can't contact you. My higher self said that. My higher self would tell me to save yourself, Case. They're mad. They're going to madness. They want to trigger you with it. Yeah. Fell off the back end, darling. What did I say? They're coming back. Pentacles represent years, darling dears. And for some of you, the swords energy is representative of weeks as well as springtime. You're going to see them in the spring. Some of you ain't been around them for years, but you're going to see them in the spring. Whenever we see 2 knights, darling dears, lean in, bestie. They're coming back, and all there is going to be is nothing but arguments and fighting, darling dears. They'll be good just enough, long enough to get good and get a foothold, right? And what? A mouth hold on your ears, darling dears. This ear hustler. You haven't been around them for years, some of you. And you're going to see them in the spring. I told you they're going to pull a Lazarus. This time-traveling ear hustler. Oh, this one was left on the table. This is the hoe in the background. Listen, the harlot in the background that's wishing that you would not return, darling dears. The one that he's been talking about. Telling her how you did this, you did everything. The way he tell it, right? You may even have been the one that was the one that cut Jesus's slippers. That's how he's telling it, darling dears. He talks about you all the time, how you're disgusting. He told her all these things, and she lapped it up thinking that she'd won a prize. But baby, if someone is still talking about you, they don't hate you. They miss you, darling dears. And no one but what a mistress, someone who is always going to be number two, a low-hanging fruit. Only that person will accept it. Well, guess what? This person has also what cast a love spell on them, darling dears. I believe it could also be blood magic, and something is definitely going to go down around the what? The next full moon, which is rolling up on us. I believe it's the full snow moon in Virgo, darling dears. Yeah. At what 5 degrees? So it's learning something new. Listen, he's going to find out something new about this one. She's prepared to keep him by any means necessary. The same person who you haven't been around for years, darling dears. The same person who is chipping away from the crevice of the devil's balls to bring nothing but karma and karmic debt. All right. This is what's going to happen to you. Queen of Pentacles on her face, blood. They're coming for your mental health, your Palmer's cocoa butter, your invisible lace fronts, darling dears. Whatever luxuries you've been afforded on yourself, your common sense, be damned, darling dears. Your flip flop is going to be taken from you, darling dears. They're coming to what? Bring this dissent amongst your progeny. There's going to be no help. You're going to be confused, darling dears. Carted off. Why? Because they've got an insurance policy, and Pentacles on its face also means dodo, dead blood, where you can't pull a Lazarus back. Yeah. They think they've still got authority in your life, and if you've got progeny, because this is father energy, the Emperor, they're going to try and use the angle of the kids. Well, you can't use that with me because my children are big. They're old. What do you mean? The school runs over, right? The parent and teacher association meetings are finished. Right? I got ones in college that need to be in college, ones in what? About to do their doctorate that needs to do their doctorate, and the baby, she's got the water, she's still got a soft spot for her dad. Listen, I told her, don't talk to me about it. Would you like some more chocolate orange, darling dear? Yeah. Okay. Let's carry on, darling dears, because I'm sweating, I'm working for this. Because I can't believe the effrontery. They're bold and they're brash. Continue to allow it, yeah? You're winning at this moment in time. And people that they try to convert against you, they're seeing that you're the baddest of them all. Bad means good, right? You've already washed your face like David. Divine gave you the Two of Cups. That Two of Cups is for what? Number one, it's for your intuition. The Two of Cups also goes to what? The second house. Capricorn, no. The 10th house, darling dears. Excusez-moi s'il vous plaît. Had to look again. Because of whatever standing you've created in public, darling dears, you come across as ambitious, darling dears, like you're on a mission. You may even be an employer or be about to be employing others. It could be the outsourcing of your work, darling dears. But it also, the 10th house also speaks about your guardians are watching you. Why? Because you are in Dharma energy. That's good karma. Because you didn't seek to what? Heal yourself off the back of another broken relationship. Do you know how hard it is to live amongst yourself? How many people can't do that? This is why Divine has blessed you with healing. And some of you are about to what? Have a successful business. You're about to be in the spotlight for your work, darling dears. You are a natural born healer. Use your gifts. I already told you what the careers are of the 9th house, darling dears. Spiritually gifted and on the way. You have a new beginning. Some of you have a new relationship coming towards you. This goes to 7 of Wands, but keep your block game on. You've got nothing to say to this person. And if they come into your hemisphere, Divine will remove them with a quickness. With a quickness, darling dears. Because why? Because you've learned to secure yourself. This is a new home, a new job, a new apartment. This is higher learning, darling dears. 4 of Pentacles means that you are self-automated. You can do what the damn thing. This goes to 2 4s, darling dears. An 11-11 fade. Some of you are going to be getting an invitation. And there's somebody there that is going to be deeply attracted to you, darling dear. Listen, I don't care who it is. Everybody gets investigated, yeah? Because my hairline can't take it, blood. It can't take it. Base of the deck. Listen. Remember, this is what they come to rob, steal, and kill. They will put you back on the rocks of life. Nobody should have that power in your life, darling dears. No one, not even your progeny. To what? Bring you back through what? The gates of hell? No one. So continue to be what? Selfish with your time, your energies, darling dears, your words. You didn't come here to suit their purpose. You came here to be the survival kit for another big cat, darling dears. I can't make this up. 8 of Pentacles. You keep working on whatever it is that you've been putting your energy towards. And remember, it's the energy of the 8. We now have what? As I'm looking, 88 on the tableau, darling dears. Opportunity. You're going to be getting more opportunities to increase your skrillers.com, your money, darling dears, right? And this impact is going to be in the present moment. Remember, I told you that. You're going to be offered this and this, darling dears. But the bad always comes before the good. It's whether or not you can hold your gangster. Hold your gangster, big cat. Stay focused on what's important to you. Your big vision. We don't allow time-traveling heifers, harlots, or pedestrian sperm engineers to recreate history and take us back. They will wipe the floor with us. Well, not me, blood. Not me, because I told you. Yeah, no, sir. Oh, child. Let's get some oracle cards and then we're out of here. We're gonna go with the Kipper, because you love the Kipper so much. Unless Kipper's hiding from you, then we'll have to make another decision. Oh, here's Kipper. Yeah, you've already sent them off and they come with curses on them, darling dears. Because that woman used what? Some kind of blood magic or sex magic to make the situation one she wanted. The same thing that Krishan Rock did. I told you. Krishan Rock may not have known that she was actually doing blood magic when she broke into Blueface's house, right? And wrote, I love you, Blue, in her blood on his wall in his house, right? All of that energy and emotion, good God. She created what? A soul tie that is what? Kicking her ass. Look what she did to her face. After she got his face off her neck, off her jugular, she decided to put his face on the side of her face like a punch. Listen, and they used the blackest of inks on her fair skin. Hey, hey. Blueface coming out to deal with every one of them. They'll all be barking at passing cars. Right, final messages from your ancestors before we get off to continue to get great. Move in silence. You've got unexpected. What did I tell you? Unexpected income comes in many forms. It's on the energy of what? Of a 9, darling dears. Weren't we just talking about the 9th house? Your higher mind? You're being watched, darling dears. Look. The ancestors are again reminding you of this person coming back with despair in their heart, darling dears, because they didn't break you and what they chose of you didn't work. How can somebody build off of another woman's tears, off of another woman's pain? You think that listen, now it's got me sucking my 31 teeth, and you know how I feel about that, right? Law number 10, avoid the unlucky and the unhappy, blood. The 9th house tells you to know your audience. The 9th house tells you to what? Law 28, continue to act boldly towards what you want. Your vision, darling, is because you are about to what? Get something in the now. Split the deck. Let them all watch, darling dear. Someone's got to clap, and if it means they're clapping their gums, so be it, moat. They're going to watch, darling dears, but people are questioning their behaviors. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, my Patreons, or my TikToks, where I also upload videos. If you'd like a personal read from me, please hit me up in the Gmail. All of my intel is in the description box below. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these narrow streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. Beware of the wolf at the door. Remember, they are a maga dog and they will bite you and they like to shit at their own.